Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Yo, everyone. What's happening? Look at this.
What's up?
Already got a full house. We got a couple first timers in here. We're gonna pop that cherry tonight. We're gonna sit back and have a good time. Don't shake your head at me, sir.
Don't get us canceled.
That's the goal. The entire goal. And then we'll be famous because we'll get canceled and then there'll be a lot of news and then people follow us and all that stuff. That's how that works, right?
I don't know, man.
I don't either. Nah. We're gonna go ahead and get to the news right now, so that way we can just get on with a good time and enjoy each other's company here. So get the news out there. More bad news for the EVs, man. I'm telling you, it is just it is not looking good for this stuff. All the money they put behind it, and just doesn't seem like it's going to happen when they wanted it to. Oregon has jumped on along with a couple other states here. Their Oregon House Committee on Climate, Energy, and Environment held a public hearing last week on House Bill 3119. That's a bipartisan bill that would delay Oregon's electrical vehicle mandate on medium and heavy duty trucks. Oregon's Advanced Clean Trucks Act rule went into effect January 1st of this year. And while the rule does not ban the sale of diesel engines, it does require that upwards of 11% of truck sales in the state must be zero emissions vehicles, and then, expanding at a graduated period. House Bill 3119 would delay the implementation of these rules by 2 years and prohibits the Department of Environmental Quality from implementing or enforcing the Advanced Clean Trucks regulations before January 1st of 2027. It says that gives Oregon more time to build out the charging infrastructure these regulations would require and give technology more time to advance. Oregonians are frustrated with our cost of living, said Representative Shelley Davis. These regulations are not only unattainable, they will only fuel price increases in every sector of our economy. In some cases, they require manufacturers to sell products that don't even exist yet, talking about the dealerships. Class 8 EV tractor trucks cost twice as much, haul 25% less, and can only travel about half the distance of a diesel-powered truck. The math just doesn't math, she said. So there you go. Anybody? Anything?
Still a terrible idea for EVs, but glad this news is coming out.
Well, I mean, obviously they're seeing it though, man. That's what this is. They're not ready, and they're admitting to that. So there's a lot of other states that have tried to do this too. I think California pushed theirs back, didn't they? Or rolled back part of theirs. And I hear there's another state that was trying to do this same type of stuff, and they're talking about pushing theirs back as well.
Yeah, I mean, we can always hope that with Trump in, and we know they're going after the alphabet agencies, that EPA just disappears or is defunded to the extent that they don't have the funds to attack us out here in our diesel trucks, because I want to keep my diesel truck.
Yep. Ain't taking them off the road. What's up, Pedro? Am I frozen?
Nothing. No, I was just saying that's the news, and I'm pulling it off. Y'all don't seem very interested, so we're moving the hell on.
Yeah, it's EVs, man. Fuck them. That's my interest.
We try to stay positive, and there's not a whole lot of positive to stay with EVs.
Yeah.
So
don't bother me, no, brother. Wait, don't bother me at all.
Yep, vote no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, if you want, I'll just interject with some comments, since I really don't have a very informed opinion, and I can stir some shit up at no cost to myself.
And go.
Well, it seems like we're anti-EV, so let me just tell you that EVs are where we need to put all of our support. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Get out of your old ways. You're not the only ones in the world. I don't know. I'm totally not informed. No, but anytime you see, listen, my outside thing is this, right? There's always a way of, not a way, I'm sorry. There's always a desire to balance, I guess, certain agendas, but look at the people trying to balance the agendas. It's a clusterfuck 100% of the time. That's what legislation is. That's what you're seeing it. And I think you do bring up a point. Like, those initiatives were largely led, or at least they've been in progress for a long time, but there was a lot of focus put on by the prior administration that may not care about it so much now.
I got to reply to that. So as free Americans, we should be able to purchase and use whatever type of truck we like. I mean, that's the beauty of being American. And if the EPA does this and pushes through a mandate across the United States, at that point, we lose our freedom to be able to choose.
Yep.
Yeah, EPA will probably claim that
Keep
they
in mind,
got.
by the way, y'all know I don't have an informed opinion on this, so I was just saying a bunch of shit to get y'all started for Hunter, because yeah, that's also a very valid point and an important one. I mean, I don't have the stats, but how much of America is running diesel? How much are running on diesel?
But to put it in perspective, I drive a truck that I can get 1,400 miles out of a tank of fuel. Out of a fillable fuel, I can get 1,400 miles. So if I'm hauling freight in the EV, I'm going to have to stop 3 or 4 or 5 times and charge that EV while I'm en route. What's that going to do to appointment schedules? What's that going to do to our productivity?
What you think about this, Franklin? You've been sitting down there. First time caller, yeah? Shit, we got to get him off mute.
I done had the mic muted, my fault. But man, listen, I know I'm in my bonnet, so don't mind my bonnet. So it is what it is. I'm having a bad hair day, but I don't like them, them EV trucks. Y'all see what I say about EV trucks? What I'm gonna do with a Duracell battery? Like what I need that for? Like he just said, I get 1,400 miles. I'm gonna do it 4 hours. I'm gonna do it 6 hours. And that's why I don't care too much about EV. That's why I'll be waiting for the next stuff to pop on off and see what they're gonna say. Cause I know it's gonna be some BS they try to throw for us truckers, and I hate it. So that's my insight on when I see stuff like about EVs and all these regulations or whatever. I just move on from it.
Hell yeah. What do you drive, Frank?
I drive a T600, 2005, 13 speed, full of reefer, LTL. What about you guys?
You do reefer LTL?
Yup.
Dude, we need to talk. That's what I do. I'm in like wine and spirits and all that shit, so might have some work.
You gonna give me a bottle or something? Is that what you talked about, wine and spirits?
Hell yeah, dude. Every time, man. I love my customers.
You wouldn't want that wine they got. That's that high dollar wine. That stuff just tastes like, woo, boy.
Nah, man, I got a good customer down here.
I've worked for them.
Listen, I need something that's gonna put my. I need something that's gonna put my wife down for a little while.
We have a 2000. We have an identical truck to yours, brother. We got a T600 2005 with a CATS as a cert. Ours got a 10-speed, and we run reefer as well. Our other truck's a 2013 Freightliner Cascadia, and it's under reefer.
Okay, what's up? What about you other guys?
We got two of ours are Kenworth T680s.
Toyota 4Runner.
Hell yeah.
I was just saying, how you guys like that death stuff, man?
Hey,
you just bought a def tank, didn't you, Steve?
What's that?
You just bought a big old def tank for your property, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep. What hey, if we make the def systems electric, but if they go down, the trucks still run, I'm all for that. Yeah, let's pitch that idea with them, that if they're so confident in the electrics, let's run the def systems off of them. But if they die and break, the trucks still run without them. Pedro, can you put that through legislation for us?
Yeah, we'll do, man. I'll get right on that, brother. I'm typing.
Nick, you've been summoned
right now.
Your shirt's been summoned.
Usually that's I'd expect that from Shimmy.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for old DIY, man. He's a little squirrely. Let's see here.
Dude, that's the second time we're commenting on the show today. We were both spectating on E-Carrier Check earlier today.
People were asking for your shirt off.
Actually, I mean that was brought up, but not asking for me to take it off. Just mentioning whether or not I had one.
Yeah, it's just the implication. Let's see. Yep, got a good old dip in today. Thank you, Dooner, for getting me back on that. A tree fence. I forget that Kelly's a freaking. What does she do again, Pedro? She's landscaping or some shit.
She's in just general construction, general contracting, but I mean she does all kinds of stuff though. She could probably sum it up better. But if I had to sum it up, I would just say general contracting. I mean, she does. You want something built. I think she's into it.
There you go. Well, what's going on in the world today? What's there to talk about? That's good. We got Dale in here. What's up, Dale?
What's going on, gents?
Are we allowed to talk about truck parking?
We can talk about truck.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? I know Jamie's got some words for it.
I got plenty of words for it, brother, but I'd rather not go into that today. I kind of put that on the back burner when we was doing transparency. It's coming back up, but I'm drilling down on that right now. That's my main focus.
Hell yeah, season
2. Y'all can check out Monday on What the Truck on Freightways, Dooner with Dooner. We're gonna go in pretty deep. Put some stuff out that I've got the receipts on, and I've already dropped some of it, a few pieces of it on LinkedIn. But my problem is I probably wouldn't have done that, but I've got receipts of them saying they support transparency and that they wasn't going to fight against transparency, that they was about transparency, that they believe that the brokers and carriers should have the same information. But we see the comment that they put on the notice of proposed rulemaking against transparency, but it seems like they want to sell their product, Data IQ, on the comment. So I had a problem with that. So we're going to talk about it. So that's where I'm at.
They on the back burner, huh?
You are you well prepared for this steak sauce chug?
Yes, sir. I got a trick up my sleeve. The necks on them bottles are kind of tight, so it's gonna be a trick to get that stuff out of there quick. I got a trick.
Yeah, I saw Dooner. He's over there practicing for you, man. You got to win. You have to win.
I got this, man. I've got a trick up my sleeve.
We got round 2 at Matt's between him and TJ. Good marketing.
Whoever wins.
Well, you got to make it to Matt's. Are you going to Matt's?
We've got a booth there now. Whether I can get there or not, man, I've had breakdown after breakdown the last 2 months. It's been ridiculous. My truck's at the point right now where I need a rebuild. I need an end frame, but bro, I can't afford it. I can't afford to stop my truck, even if I could afford it. So I'm trying to limp it around and be easy for now until I can get that done. We are looking for another truck. I've actually talked to TJ about possibly purchasing one of his trucks and trailers. We haven't really went in depth into it, but we've got to make a move. The market's improving. We've seen almost a 10% improvement over what it was before the election. So it's time to grow. It's time to make moves. That's kind of what we've been doing the last 3.5 years in a down market. We've been trying to hold on and keep everything patched together and rolling for the future. And the future's here, brother. Things are improving. Things are coming around, and I do. I mean, I'm a hound for the news and what's going on, and I believe it's going to continue to improve. When we get the drill baby drill, a lot of the trucks that jumped out of the oil fields into the general freight market, reefer, flatbed, step deck, van, are going to go back to the oil field. So that's going to bring the capacity back down and fix some of the imbalance that we have in the markets. I look forward to continue to improve and get back to an equilibrium where we can all eat. And, that's a plus because it's been really rough the last 3.5 years.
Agreed.
Definitely agreed.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps ticking up, but we'll see. Dale, what's going on
we're in the doldrums right now. I mean, everybody knows that February is a terrible month to be in trucking. So this is the doldrums, and it's still better than it was. So I look forward to improve when produce starts kicking off. Y'all, I'm gonna have to jump, man. I wish I could stick around, but my alternator from my reefer just showed up. I got to jump out and put this alternator on and get this thing ready to go. I'm going down to the coast tomorrow to get my RV and pull back up here. So I've got things I got to do to get ready to go, man. But I appreciate y'all having me.
Later, Jamie. Have a good one, man. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Good one.
I think
No
I'll tell
kidding.
you with 100% certainty that the market is going to explode because I just sold my brokerage, and that's usually what happens. You sell your brokerage, and then it gets really good. So
Nice. Well, we appreciate you doing that, Dan. For the rest of us.
have at it. This last Friday was the first day in 32 years that I didn't have to have my phone on at night. It feels
That's got to be a nice feeling.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Fred.
Hold on, Fred. I was talking. How you doing, Fred? Give us a minute. What we finished what you're saying, Dale?
Well, that was about it. I just it's kind of nice not having to get a call where somebody's late or something bad happened. The only calls I get now are from scumbags that say, "Why am I not freight validated?" And I really don't care about that.
Yeah. That Hunter and I did you that favor. We give everybody your personal cell number. They're like, man, that guy do practice. Oh, here's his phone number, man. Give a call.
Bring it.
I'm joking. We'd never do that to you. Never. Fred, how are you, man? Freddie, there?
Good.
I think. He's got back. If you can hear me, Fred, you're breaking up real bad, brother.
Yeah, sorry. Shit, and I didn't start brokering until after I finished the Marine Corps career. I mean, I spent 6 years in the reserves, but still, I'm going on my third career: Marine Corps, brokering, and now fighting idiots.
Which, not for nothing, that sounds like you got practice at in your first two careers.
Yeah, I think I look at all that and I said, this is I'm kind of a man of faith, and this all set me up for what I'm doing now. I mean, you have to have thick skin. You have to know the enemy. You have to. I mean, I've read Sun Tzu's The Art of War a few times, and so I really am starting really even to get more in the head of the bad guy and how we can get around him. So yeah, and having a brokerage, it's not like I'm some tech company that's going to try and fight fraud, not knowing what an ELD is.
I like it.
All right, Scott. I told you I was going to bring you on so you could confront Nick. Nick has been talking so much shit about you to me, man. And I was telling you all that stuff he was saying. And I said, dude, I'll give you a chance to confront him. So here he is, Nick. Scott, you give him a piece of your mind now.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. We were just hanging out earlier, celebrating.
We just had lunch like 4 hours ago.
Damn it. Damn. Oh, crap. That sucks. He's been lying. I'll send you the text, bro.
Bro, we got after it. There's like this diner, like the Country Skillet across the street from his house. We went, man, there was some onion rings. Like I had a full-out omelet and home fries. Someone might have had a milkshake. The smash burger made its way to the table. We got down. It was good.
It was a good couple hours.
Celebration was had.
Yes, sir. It's good to hop on. I'm going down for a minute. What's up? What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear
Can
Fred
everybody
either.
hear me now? Looks like I'm back.
Yeah, we can hear you, Fred. Interrupting everybody per usual.
Isn't that the truth? That is the truth. Damn. Fred.
His phone probably works fine. He's just fucking with us, man.
I know, right? Yeah.
It looks like a scene from Dexter.
Damn, that's pretty bad. My wife's watching the new one of that. Oh, that's funny to say that.
We're about to get started on that. We just rewatched the original series, even though it isn't really all that relevant because you're going back in time, but just because.
Anyway, Scott, I
can't really see who else is on here today, but
it is. We have Dale Prax. We have Alan. I don't know how to properly say your last name, so I'm just not going to try. Alan's a long-time listener, first-time caller. And then Nick, Frank, same thing. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Mr. Steve Talamo, and Hunter and I, your least two favorite people in the world, Fred.
Gotcha. I've talked to Dan before too, right?
Probably. Dale, yeah, you talked to Dale a couple times, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure you've talked to Steve. Steve's been on here a lot. So
we've chatted in a couple X rooms before, I believe.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, X is falling off a little bit. So
Big time.
well, toxic people want to get involved, right? What are you gonna do?
I guess we need to
anyway.
go to TikTok. Let's start running huge rooms on TikTok, Fred.
I'm in. Let's go. The CCP already has all my data, so it's all good.
I don't know, Pedro. You said you popped on a couple of those live streams on TikTok. There's like a couple hundred drivers in there.
Yeah, man, those are pretty cool, man. There's this. After looking up, I totally forgot his name now, but I jumped on a couple of his lives, and he has like 50 something people in or 20 something people in the room, and then there will be like a couple hundred people watching the actual live thing. So it's just like this. It's just you're on TikTok, you know what I mean, and everyone's chilling and talking or whatever. And so I run across them all the time now, for all sorts of different things. They're pretty much like X rooms, I guess you could say. I don't know what the limit you can actually hold in the rooms is, but yeah, they're pretty neat, man.
Oh yeah.
So I got a question for the room. How's the first month of the new year treating everybody?
Very, very well.
I'm bringing the fire, man.
Going fine for me, man. You know, my customer business with some of my customers. God, I'm having another night where my brain is just malfunctioning. Business with my customers is picking up, so you know that's good, man. I mean, I've got two customers that both of them their freight has doubled in the last few weeks. So, you know, it's pretty good stuff. And one of them is a nursery customer, and you know we're getting into their busy season here soon because they ship out of the south. So, you know, I mean, you got plants down here and shrubs that'll still grow in, you know, 50, 60 degree weather and stuff.
Right. Nice. Yeah.
How's your potato prospecting?
Oh, go ahead.
Dude, I've started doing that, man. It's so funny that you brought that up, and I've added I don't know, maybe 20 something potato type people to some sequences and shit. So that's I'm gonna see how that works, man. I'm gonna see how that works. And I've shipped potatoes before, man, as a driver, and I did the sweet potato thing and the regular potatoes, you know, as a broker for a little bit. But you know, that produce stuff like that, man. It's extremely competitive when it comes to brokers, man. Because like I mean,
dude,
almost every broker chases.
You just need to get inside with like a little mom and pop like produce brokers. And let them know, hey, man, these potatoes are my family. Nobody will care more about these potatoes than me.
I know.
Pedro fucking Potato.
Yeah,
So, you play into it, it will work.
Dude, no, I am. I said I'm going to make a whole email string about fucking potatoes, bro.
Dude, yeah, write up a whole story. Like,
yeah.
Ever since they picked me out in the wild fields of Idaho, USA.
Dude, I even talked to this this potato grower on X that follows me, and they follow the lounge. And it's that when I told you, like, they post like these random things that is supposedly what like a potato talking, and it's just the most off the wall stuff. I swear whoever is doing this is like you know,
dude, when are you
double dosing their micro dose. Hold on, I'm getting to that. And we go back and forth. I like their stuff, they like mine. We banter and shit. So whoever does their social media, I was like, man, this is a really cool person. And I reached out and said, hey, you know, would y'all be willing to come on the show? And they kind of did the thing like Truck Stop did to us at first, Hunter. They were, I remember when we were like, you should hop on, and they're like, we're a load board, we can't hop on.
Yeah, we're just a robot.
Yeah. So, you know, the person was like, you know, we're just a potato, and you know, we can't hop on. And then they were like, you know, seriously, we don't know if we have anyone that would do a podcast, but they're like, we would love to do something with you and your show if you won't. And I was like, all right, cool. So like, let's see what we can do.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they said they like the show, and yeah, bro, it's pretty neat, man. We can see what happens, man.
Absolutely. So, real question of the day: who's winning the freaking Super Bowl?
I just watched the rerun of it today, and that guy missed the catch again at the end.
Oh no! What are you saying? You watched it today?
I watched the rerun of the last game that brought him into the final.
Yeah, freaking
guy from
what's his name? Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, he missed that catch again. So
yeah, he ruined one of my bets, and freaking Mark Andrews with the Baltimore Ravens ruined one of my bets with those dropped passes. So I'm out on the tight ends unless it's tight end day. I hate the Chiefs. I think the Eagles are going to bring it home.
I grew up loving the Vikings, and I don't know why. Maybe because I really like Fran Tarkenton. I have some friends that played on the team, but
the Purple People
I told
Eaters,
my wife,
man.
when I die, that I want the Minnesota Vikings to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one last time.
That's classic.
Well, being a Giant fan, it's very sacrilegious to vote for Philly, but the Commanders rather. So I don't know.
I mean, hell, I'm a Dolphins fan, and I wanted the Buffalo Bills to win it all. I really wanted the Commanders to win. I like Jaden Daniels. Get that first rookie in there.
Yeah.
I'm a Raiders fan. I want the Chiefs to lose.
My kids went to high school with Derrick Henry, so I wanted the Ravens to get a little further than they got.
Oh, shit. That's cool.
I'm going for the Chiefs for two reasons, and one of them is kind of strange, is that I'm a Pats fan. I'm from New England. Love the Pats, love Brady, love the dynasty, love the legacy, but I'm also not afraid to see the next guy go after it. And so I don't mind. I like seeing that. And the other thing is I fucking hate the Eagles. So I hate them. Oh, by the way, my wife is an Eagles fan, so that's a thing.
Oh, what do you think about Vrabel taking over the Pats?
I've been running up in New England for the last month. So.
Did you ask any of them about the head coach?
You know, I know, right? I like it. We need to hit reset. Yeah. We need to hit reset. And I love Belichick. I'm a huge Belichick fan, and like a lot of people like to do the Brady or Belichick, who was a chicken, who was the egg. Brady proved himself above and beyond, but Belichick brought him in. Belichick brought the team in. Belichick made those teams, and it just was such a good time to be a New England fan. So at the same time, it ain't going to last forever, and you never want to see that guy just hanging on like for nothing. It's new blood. It's time to do new things.
That's it. When I lived in Massachusetts, my favorite player back in those days was Flutie. When he took over for Grogan, we got hurt and took him all the way. Man, I just loved that guy.
Dude, I've run the Boston Marathon twice, and I've seen Doug Flutie both times. I ran with him for a minute. And the funny thing is when I was first learning about the marathon, I would watch these videos on YouTube that people would take of their cameras, and almost every one of them was like, "Oh, hey, it's Doug Flutie," and of course I see him twice.
Yeah, I got you beat on Boston by one, Nick.
What's that?
Doug Flutie got his start at the New Jersey Generals in the USFL.
Yeah.
Nick, I was saying I got you beat on Boston's by one.
You've been there 3 times now?
Yeah.
What years?
To show you how old I am. 86, 99, and 2000.
Wow, I bet you earned it too. The good way. I went in with charity. I did 18 and 19, and in 2018, you may remember, was the nor'easter.
Yeah.
18 degrees and sleeting at the start. 40-mile-an-hour headwinds. My first marathon ever. And all I was wearing was like this little thin long sleeve shirt.
No, I got in by time. I've
I mean, you probably
sub 3 a handful of times, and my first qualifier I had to break a 250.
Wow. Yeah, you're fast.
No, that was 40 years ago.
You were fast. You were fast, and I am slow. So.
Yeah, Franklin, Super Bowl.
Kansas City. I'm telling you right now, never put your money against Mahomes.
You can't.
Just like Tom Brady.
Playoff Mahomes.
Can't bet against the refs. Probably going to be KC.
Can't bet against them. You can't bet against the refs. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
But you know how.
I don't know.
I know I got him on my betting ticket. Let's go FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm probably going to jump on the Chiefs, but internally, Go Eagles. So, Alan, this is the first time I don't know if I've talked to you before, man. What do you do?
I'm a general counsel for a company. It started with in law school. I was law clerk for DHL's very first general counsel and became the personal attorney for the H in DHL, a guy by the name of Larry Hillblum. Worked for them for about 10 years. Then I went into a company called Emery Worldwide, Emery Air Freight. Did all their international work for a couple of years. Then I went to a company called Panalpina, Swiss freight forwarding company, now DSV. And went to a federal contractor in Idaho, speaking of potatoes, for 5 years. And then went to an Australian freight forwarding company called Toll. And now I'm general counsel for a domestic transportation company called Diligent Delivery System, based here in Texas.
So what does general counsel mean?
I'm sorry?
When were you at Panalpina?
I was there for about 13 years, early 2000s to 2012, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So, that was when the company I used to work for, 3PL down here in Florida, that was our first big customer was Panalpina. About 2009. I forget the guy's name, but Phil was our contact at the time. And so I got, it wasn't my business, but I was pretty familiar with it at the time. It was interesting.
Yeah, we were down, our big, well, if it's Miami, our big Florida facility was in Doral. I was there. Yeah, I was there probably about a dozen times a year.
Interesting, man. Your name could have been on one of those documents.
Small world. So what, as the general counsel, man, what does that entail?
Attorney.
Oh, an attorney. Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's I've been in transportation starting in law school, and it's been 30 plus years now.
What made you want to get into
we're gonna have Alan. Yeah, Alan's gonna be on our show here in like a week or two. He's gonna be on the Karate Chop Lounge.
Nice.
Yeah. Alan and I met.
Was my constitutional law professor. He was DHL's very first general counsel, and he asked me to clerk for him during the summer. And then, as I said, I was offered a job for DHL, and for those 10 years, I was also one of three personal attorneys for at any given time for Larry Hillblum, the H in DHL. He was the founder, and at that time, basically the sole owner of DHL. And he ended up dying in a plane crash. So I worked his estate for about 2 years, and then I moved on to, like I said, Emery, Worldwide Emery Air Freight.
Alan's done a lot. Nick, Alan and I met in the best way that you can meet, over a Chuck Norris meme.
Yes,
right. That's how we met, man. That's how you met.
That's awesome. That is about the best way. Chuck approved.
Well, if he didn't, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got
success
old Dale
was made, and not a single roundhouse kick was thrown.
Dale typed out a whole bunch of Chuck Norris jokes that relate to fraud, and on Brock on X. And made a whole bunch of fucking Chuck Norris pictures that go along with the stuff that Dale sent me. So I have a whole bunch of Chuck Norris memes for Freight Validate that we're gonna put out.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Dale comes up with the best stuff, man. Like I tell you, I think he just, I don't know where he comes up with all of it. If you watch Dale and Freight Validate's feed, like that's all him. Like it's like, where does he find time for all of his stuff?
Well, I don't own a brokerage anymore, so that helps.
Fred, where are you headed to?
I am headed back to New York City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, load Sunday morning and bring it back up to New England. So I'll be home
are you going to be
late?
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Are you going to be at one of your houses tonight? Go to sleep in
Yeah.
one of your bed?
Yeah, I was. I remember you and I were.
We had them
I
this
was hedging
whole
my bets up
time.
here, and then
There you go. We got you.
I haven't even picked it up. I haven't even received it. Right. So
Really?
I delivered a load. I delivered a load to Bangor, Maine, back at the end of December, and I ran into a driver, and he's like, "My boss is looking for tanker drivers." And I said, "Well, I own this truck." No. They just need someone to haul. And I landed this direct freight, and they've been keeping me like slam busy with my tanker.
Oh,
so
dude, that's awesome, man.
I haven't even gotten. I feel like I'm a nationwide carrier. I have a trailer in Texas. I have a trailer in Missouri. It's crazy.
That's cool,
But
so you gonna stick with the tanker stuff for a little while longer now that you got this direct business?
well, yeah, this seems to be a little more seasonal, so I'm gonna run it as far as I can, and then I'll be looking for something coming out of the Midwest to get that trailer back this way.
Yeah,
So
gotcha, man. That's smart. And then you can run that reefer, do the rest of them and stuff. So.
well, that's the thing, I figured I have a flatbed and a reefer and a tanker, so I'm pretty much armed to go. And New York City's my wheelhouse, boys and girls. So there you go.
Fred making the come ups, man. I totally forgot about that. About you was talking about that reefer trailer, man. That was at least a month ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, over a month ago. What happened was I was looking at it, and I pulled the trigger, and I mailed them a check, and it was right before Christmas, and I called them. I said, "Listen," I said, "can you hold on to?" I said, "I'm overnighting you a check," and I said, "Can you hold on to it till after the New Year?" He's like, "The check?" And I said, "No, the trailer." He says, "Yeah." And then like I said, I did a load up to Bangor, Maine with my tanker, and all of a sudden I met this truck driver in a truck stop, and they were like, "Hey, you got a card?" And I said, "Sure." I gave him my card, and all of a sudden they called me, and it's been excellent. So if the rest of the year, if I can get billables half of what I build in January, I'll be sitting pretty busy, pretty good.
Fred, come drive for me and TJ.
I don't know if you can afford me. I don't know if you can afford me.
What you mean? Yeah, we pay our drivers great. What you talking about? That reefer LTL adds up, man.
Oh yeah,
you just gotta be willing to do the work. I don't know if you'd be willing to do the work, Fred.
Oh, I'll do the work without a doubt.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Doesn't seem you seem like the type that would call me for an extra charge because you got to get out of the truck.
No, I put all of that up front, so you know exactly what you're getting.
What if you don't get it out of the truck? Do I get that money back?
Oh, I always get out of the truck. It's about service. That's what this business is about, service.
Preach it.
I sell my services. I don't sell anything else. I can teach a chimpanzee how to drive a truck.
All right, you got a year. I want to see a chimp driving a truck.
I'm sure you can YouTube it. I'm sure it's been done.
Dude, yeah, you'd be famous.
Nick, what you got going on this weekend?
Dude, wife and I are going out to Universal Studios on Sunday. We're going to stay out there for the night at one of the resort hotels and just go be little kids for a couple days.
Dude, that's so fun. I got your message earlier too, man. Nice. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, bro. It has been a saga. I listed this damn thing in September. Then it was hurricane. Then freaking flooding had to get a whole place replumbed. Had 2 buyers back out. And of course the market was just taking a dump the whole time. So it finally closed today. I mean, this thing almost fell out as of like 2 days ago. And if you've ever been in a situation like that to begin with, the amount of stress is just insane. So we're celebrating, we're happy, off to an awesome start this January. So that's kind of how we're like, you know what, let's just go take a day or two and just go screw around. So that's what's up.
Dude, I'm so happy for you, man. I know all that shit was so stressful, dude. I remember going through kind of all that with you, us talking through, dealing with all that shit.
I mean, even the move, right? We move in our new place, and like then all of a sudden, like the hot water, the appliances aren't working. We're like, what the fuck? But you know what, man? That's why, there's been a lot of good things happening in my life besides that, and in my business. I'm wicked excited to speak at Sudeth in a week. I'm over the moon to speak at Carrier Broker Summit in April. So like, there's just a lot of cool things going on, and happy to be here. Focus on that positivity. The rest of the shit's only temporary. And I'm all excited about getting my butter beer and just the butter beer at Universal Studios. That's what's up. I'm gonna bring my Harry Potter wand, and there's gonna be some magic happening.
What the hell is butter beer, Nick?
You don't know what a butter beer is?
No,
dude? Have you seen Harry Potter? It's the non-alcoholic version. It's butterscotch, cream soda, and awesomeness. It's just as a diabetic, I'm not supposed to have that either, but it's worth it.
My wife and daughter were in California, and they went to Universal Studios one. And they also enjoyed it.
It's amazing. I'll tell you what, my ex-girlfriend and I went, and I don't drink alcohol anymore, and I didn't know what it was either. And so I heard butterbeer and I assumed it was beer, like actually had alcohol in it. And she freaking knew and like didn't tell me. So when I found out, I swear to God, that's when I have to break up with her got planted in my head. Because I was like, why would you not have told me about this awesomeness?
That's fucking funny.
I think that's a solid reason to break up with a girl. If you're gonna lie to me about butterbeer, what else are you gonna lie to me about?
I agree.
That's fun though, man. I'm jealous. Do you have the pass for Busch Gardens too?
No, we historically we've done season passes at like Universal or Disney. And last year, I mean, every nickel has just been invested into like getting the business going. So we didn't even get a pass. And this is just, they actually have a cool Florida resident special right now. So we basically pay 150% of the regular 1 day ticket price, and you get a 3 days worth. So, and because we can ride over whenever, we're going to go out there Sunday all day, stay at one of the hotels. The hotel we're staying at, you get a free fast pass by staying there, and it's walking distance to the property. So, I mean, that's what's up, because then you don't have to wait for anything.
Yeah.
And then we get 2 more days of that pass. So we can either go screw around on Monday for a while, if we're not in a rush to get home, and then it's only a couple hours away, 2 hours away. So I think we have like 2 more months to use the other one. But I like Universal because there's a lot of things to do. And also my wife and I have been enough times, like when the lines are insane, we just go single rider, we don't need to hold our hands on every stupid roller coaster like 16-year-old. So it's just a good way to maximize the day. And that way you don't have to feel like you have to be there for 15 hours too, to get your money's worth,
Yeah.
Where do you live, Nick?
I'm in Clearwater now. I was in a town called Seminole, which is just 20 minutes south. So about 2 hours west of Universal now.
I used to live up in Fernandina Beach, just up in north of Jacksonville.
On the other side, yeah. We love it. I want to get back to the Atlantic.
Yeah, I lived in Atlantic over there for a long time, but now we bought this smaller place over in Panama City Beach. So my wife plays tennis over there, so I got my RV, my motorhome's parked over there, and I'm in Panama City Beach. And so I follow the sun. I don't care what she wants to do. If it's cloudy over there, I'm here.
I saw snow in Panama City Beach, though.
Yeah, we had 6 inches of snow about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was actually my first Ironman finish was Panama City.
Oh, I was just
I think that's where Lombard did
like a couple weeks ago. Was that about a couple months ago?
For me, no, it was about 20 years ago.
Okay, yeah, Lombard was down here for.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Lombard did that one.
Yeah. The traffic was atrocious. I love those guys. I was glad they left.
But it's disruptive when it happens.
Yeah, but you want to see something that's really cool is seeing white snow on a beach. It's like, when my grandkids come down and say, "Oh, Bubba, it's snowing on the beach," it's just white sand. but now like snow on the beach, ridiculous.
It's
But
snow.
I mean,
It's just in Galveston here was same thing. It had inches of snow all along Galveston.
yeah, but I mean, it's nice here because it's gone the next day. I mean, I grew up in Minnesota where that's hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
this
from
is
Massachusetts originally,
Yeah, right.
so
Like I said, we lived in Idaho Falls for a while, so we got the snow there, but not Minnesota snow, but we definitely got the snow.
yeah. I guess I like snow like on Facebook. I hate the cold anywhere.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. There's I talked to a guy the other day, and he had the best meme on his page, and it was an ice cream cone with the slush from the side of the road with like the dirt and the snow and the salt, and it said if winter was an ice cream flavor, just like that disgusting slushy shit. Because snow itself is like, oh, it's so pretty. It's the reality of what snow becomes quickly.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't go away for months. And if it does, it's just a tease.
Yeah. The year that I moved away, 2011, I moved away from Minnesota because it was like 30 below zero without the wind chill for like a week. And then we got a ton of snow and I got stuck in my driveway. I had a big property up there. And I told my wife, I came home from work one day and I was pissed off because I was in the driveway stuck up to my neck in snow. And I said, start packing. I just rented a house on Craigslist, and we got to be in there in 2 months. So we got to put our house in the market tonight, and we did it. I sold everything I had, donated the rest to charity. And I moved to Florida without seeing the house. I was so pissed off.
That was how I got here in 2005. It was literally January 2005, and it was our second big snowstorm in like 2 weeks. And there was this guy named Joe, who at the time I was about 25. Joe was about 55. We're walking in the office, and he goes, "Nick, why the fuck do we live here?" And I'm like, "Well, you got a wife who works at a hospital. You got like 3 kids." And I'm like, "I don't know why I do. I'm leaving." And that was January. In October, I drove with the shirt, my girlfriend at the time, and the shirt on my back, $600, my name. We're like, "We're out. Let's go." We're done. Like, this is my last winter, and I mean it.
Yeah. When I have to go back up there and see my family for Christmas, I usually fly in on Christmas Eve and fly out on Christmas Day.
How do you really feel about Minnesota?
I could see us moving further north, but winter is just the real winter. I'm just done with of dealing with all that. But I'll be honest, now that my life has transitioned from, I used to be a competitive beach volleyball player. Now I like running. So I'd like it to be cooler than Clearwater, Florida.
That's why we have our house in Tennessee by our grandkids, because I mean it's the winter's not crazy. It's it's a nice place, and but when it gets cold, I leave.
It's the best state in the United States, if you ask me.
Absolutely, Tennessee, great man. I love Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a fantastic state. Nick, I did a race there last year. It's called the last annual Ball State. 500 kilometers, 314 miles.
Wow. I did the Spartan race on a farm outside Nashville. That's not nearly as exciting.
This one starts technically in Missouri, then you go down in Kentucky, then you go from the northern border of Tennessee to the southern border of Tennessee, then through Alabama, and you finish in Georgia.
How long does that take?
I was hoping to do it in 6 days. It took me a couple hours into the 8th day.
How many miles are you putting in a day?
Most of my training is marathon training. I'm about a 40-miler a week. Only time I happen to have an ultra marathon that week, and that adds to it.
That's insane.
I'm glad I'm at the age where I'm at right now, because I know that God only gives me so many breaths, and I'm not going to waste them running.
You sound like my wife.
That's hilarious.
I mean, she works out every day, but she won't run.
This is actually this will be a different year for me, because I always pick a couple big ultra events, which for me, ultra, let's say 50K, but a mountain race. And I don't really see myself doing a lot of non-business travel this year. So I'm looking specifically at Florida events, and, I like to set really challenging goals. So this year it's probably not going to be in distance, but I actually have to force myself to get better. I actually have to work on getting faster now. One of the reasons I like running like long distance events is because, well, I'll be honest, it's easier. It is. I can run for 10, 12 hours easier than I can run like a 45-minute 10K. So
look at the Keys 100. I know the race director, Bob, great guy. They have everything from 50K to 100 milers. I've towed the 100 miler there 4 times, finished it 3 times. But they have 50 milers and 50K too.
Do they run right across the bridge?
I'm sorry?
Do they take it right across the bridge, like down to Key Largo or Marathon?
You start in Key Largo, you finish in Key West.
Oh, man. That would be a trip.
I forgot to put an asterisk that I'm completely unwilling to commit myself to an ultra distance race in Florida. There's the opportunity for the weather and humidity to be too much is even this time of year. Like no
Your
way.
odds are not great.
No way.
I've managed to finish it 3 times. I actually volunteered to crew 2 people last year. Last year's even crewing the heat and humidity was pretty tough. But now that I've moved to Houston and lived there, I got a little bit more used to it.
The forgotten
I'm ready for a nap just listening to you guys.
The Forgotten Florida 100 is actually, I think, this week, and that's a really cool race that I'll never do because it actually happens right in the middle of the state. And but I mean, you're like bushwhacking through some of it and stuff like that. And I'm deathly afraid of snakes. That's why I like doing some of these Spartan races and trail races. It gives me an opportunity to kind of push that a little bit. But 100 miles in the heart of land that time forgot Florida, no way. Absolutely not. You know how many bodies you're going to find along the way too?
When I did ball state last year, I must have seen at least a half dozen copperheads along the run.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys run the Marine Corps Marathon in DC?
I am slated to this October. I hope it works out because I'm kind of hoping to piggyback this company's and a buddy's initiative doing so, but I've never run it, but I really want to.
Yeah, everybody I've taught when I served out there for a while, we just along the route, but everybody that I have talked to that's run it says they just love it. I mean the sightseeing
which one's that?
Marine Corps
Marathon.
Oh, marathon, yeah. My father. He started running about the same time I did. I was undergrad and he was going through a midlife crisis. So he started running and he's probably run nearly maybe around the same number of marathons as me, but Marine Corps is one of his favorite. The only thing he didn't like about was too many turns.
Yeah. There are a lot because there's not a lot of straight roads there anyway.
Is runner's high a real thing?
At times.
It is, but I think people experience it different. There is a physiological reaction because of the endorphins and all that jazz, but I don't get a high where I'm like, oh, I don't feel anything. For me, it's about I actually feel I almost feel the emotions of the shit I'm visualizing if I get the endorphins sort of heighten whatever I'm feeling at that time. Because remember, when I'm running, I'm just daydreaming. I'm just literally I'm writing my next book. I'm running my next race. I'm doing that. And so sometimes for me in that right type of run, I might feel that heightened emotion of it, but I've never gotten the ooh wee, I'm nothing hurts. I'm just free. And so I don't know. How about you?
I have to agree with that. At times everything hurts, but
I've got that. I've got runner's low plenty of times.
Yeah, I get more into that almost meditative state during my long swims. That's when I get into that.
The only time I could even envision a runner's high is if I was running to a cannabis store.
Running from the cannabis store.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, the first couple miles, I hate it because I don't like it. I don't like running. I don't. I never have. But there is sort of, and you got to keep in mind, I do most of my runs in what's called zone 2, which is your low aerobic, you're barely working type of pace. And so it is physically easy on me. And because I've got the volume, my body responds to it well. So it is a meditative, that's again, where I come up with most of the stuff I talk about. I'm thinking about on the run, and I am thinking about a race that I care about in a big event, or I'm writing my fiction books. I don't know. It's just it's kind of time where, because if I'm at my house I feel obligated to do something. I don't have that time. Like even if I want to sit down to sort of think, I feel like, no, I need to respond to something or write something or, fix something around the place. So that's just that time where I let that like drift away. And I think the body then just gets into the part like mile 3 through 6, where it's just going. Now that said,
I'm doing this.
Yeah. I mean, that said, I did a half marathon the other day, and the first couple miles, I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. Are my legs going to wake up? And then there was probably like 5 to 6 miles of this is just not even paying attention, just happening. And the last 3 miles, those ones sucked. That was a struggle.
I hated running so much. When I was in the Marine Corps, we had to run a lot. It was just, I always thought it was really stupid. The only time you'd run would be from an enemy. So why would you run? But Dad was running all the time. And during the physical fitness test, it's a 3-mile run. You got to do it in like, 18 to 24 minutes or something. So I hated running so much that I would run to the halfway point, light a cigarette, take off my shoes, and run back barefoot because I thought in my mind I'd get there faster because I hated it so bad. And it hurt like hell, but they called me Tonto, so it was really weird.
I did an ultra in Tennessee. It's actually technically considered the hardest foot race. It's called the Barkley Marathons.
Yeah.
Race director starts the race by lighting his cigarette.
That's like the big trail runs are like these things of legend. It's almost like you had to like know nowadays that you find it on YouTube or all your people on Instagram talk about it. But before social media, like I didn't know, but it's like if you knew, you knew. And it started when the guy took out his cigar and lit it up. And that was the beginning of the race. And then boom, people went out for 100. Is it 100 miles or 150?
In theory, it's 5 loops. If you do all 5, you've done a little bit over 100 because he doesn't claim to be accurate, but he does not.
Oh yeah, because it's not marked, right?
Yeah, but if you do all 5, you climbed Everest 3 times. That's the elevation gain in it. And in the history, it started in 1983 or 5, I think. There's only now, I think, up to 19 people who have finished it.
Well, not for nothing, guys.
The first woman this year, I think.
Yep.
Not for nothing. I run 600 miles a day, and I used to run high, but I don't do that anymore.
Hey, listen, guys, I gotta run. Thank you for having me.
All right, Nick.
I gotta go to a church.
Take care all.
But
Thanks,
listen,
guys.
I just got to the truck
Hey,
stop.
bye, Alan. Hey, we'll see you in a few weeks, man.
Okay, sounds good.
Later, brother.
Bye.
I'm gonna get some fuel here and maybe something to eat. So I appreciate the invite, guys.
All right, Fred. Think about my offer.
Yeah,
Come drive for me.
No, definitely. I mean, once this slows down, which everything does, right? Nothing lasts forever. So, I'm gonna look for something to go out of. My trailer's over by St. Louis right now, so.
Okay. I might have some stuff in New York for real though. If you can run into like New York and the island and stuff, I might be able to. Able to work something out.
No, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that alcohol license too.
Yeah, for sure. If you need any help on that, just hit me up.
All right. Yeah, definitely will. All right. Everyone have a great day. It's good talking to everybody.
Later,
Later, Fred. Drive safe, man.
All right, later.
TJ hops in and everybody leaves. Is he frozen? Am I frozen?
No, I think it's him.
Yeah, he is frozen.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, man. So good to see you guys back. What's going on?
What'd you do? Haul ass home?
No, actually, I stopped at the beer store. I stopped and got some gas, dealt with some traffic. It just took me a minute to get to a point where I could actually jump in.
Wasn't that bad, dude? It was only like about an hour, less than an hour, so it's not bad, man.
Yeah, not too bad.
He said be back on at 6, and he's 6:08. His timing's impeccable.
Telling you, man, I try to be punctual. And hey, thanks for saying it's okay to invite someone. My friend Marima, she actually works at my company, but she's out in Grand Rapids, so she's in there listening in the backstage. But figured, might be a good addition.
If you want to hop on, she can. It says she's not connected, but
oh, okay. She can hear us. Marima, if you can hear us, do stuff.
she can only say stuff in the private chat.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah. Anyway.
Whatever. Well, sweet. Well, you missed a hell of a conversation about running.
No, I caught part of it.
I do not like running, man. I am not. Did you just kick him out? Did he just leave?
No, I didn't kick anybody out. I'm not messing with nothing.
Okay.
Must have been the running thing.
Yeah,
Must have been the running thing. See, this is running from the conversation.
They were talking about running. I was over here yawning. I was looking at the clock, thinking it was my bedtime.
Yeah, right. So Dale, how's the adjustment been, man? Not in the brokerage life. You still you having the sweat dreams yet? Waking up?
No, it's like this.
Hey, sorry about that.
Lifted off me. Like I don't have to worry about. One thing that I've always, since I started Freight Validate, I've always worried about the guy that gets over on me and screws my brokerage over, and then what's my shit worth, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just not. And I really, really wanted. First of all, I wanted to get away from it just because I've been doing it for so long. But the other thing is, I didn't want anybody to ever have a perception that I would treat them any differently because I might be a competitor. Oh, you took me off Freight Validate because you're a broker and I'm a competitor, or you gave yourself a better mark as a broker because you have the thing. So I want to just get out of it and not have any of that perception laying out there. Not that I ever do that, but you know how people think sometimes. No, I took you out because you're a scumbag, not because you're competing with me. So. But yeah, it's like when your last kid goes to college. It's like, it's just nice.
What now?
But the only thing is the brokerage ain't going to come back. My kids will probably come back and visit me and stuff. But I did make sure that when we sold our house, I bought 2 houses small enough that there's no room for my kids to move back. So they'll never be back.
That's a smart move.
Yeah. One's got a 1-bedroom, the other's got a 2-bedroom. They ain't no, you can come the 2-day limit. After that, it's a horrendous rent.
Is there a big enough parking spot to put the camper in there so they can just live in there?
I will let them stay in my RV, but that's a 5-day limit, and then rent goes to $30,000 a night.
They're like, Dad,
I'm taking notes.
We see this on Airbnb for $150 a night. Yeah. That's the everybody but you.
Yeah, I checked their ID. If it's the same as mine, they can't stay.
Family Validate. That's what you need to make next. Family Validate.
There you go.
Oh, that shit's funny, man.
Checking for scumbags.
Yeah, I love my kids, but I love them better when they're far away.
Dude, you know how great that would be. So even as a parent, your daughter, son or daughter starts dating someone who's like, hey, are you family validated?
Yeah, right.
let me see your family validated.
Everyone that my son-in-law, my son-in-law, both of them, and my daughter-in-law don't think they've all gone through frickin' Freight Validate. they've all had background checks done on them.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Wise
I think
man.
I'm afraid of us doing it on my own kids. Then I because I don't want to know.
TJ, what you got going on this weekend, man?
Not much, man. I don't have the kids, and after a long stint with them, I'm probably not going to do much except relax and just try to catch my breath,
Oh, nice, bro.
Nothing exciting.
Nothing wrong with that, man. House to yourself or no?
Yeah, house to myself.
That's good shit right there.
Yeah, I don't have them this weekend, but last weekend they were both sick, and it was like a knife fight in a phone booth, So.
Oh, fuck it. That shit's funny. Knife fight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, they were getting stir crazy.
Yeah. And sometimes I miss my kids being little, and then sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do, man. I have 3 boys. I have 3 boys, so dude, it's caught. I mean, oh my fucking god,
dude, try and have 8 kids.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
Ugh.
Need a farm for that.
And then and they're all spread out. My oldest kid is 40 years old. My youngest just turned 18, and then there's a whole bunch.
Okay.
Of them. I don't remember their names, but
yeah. I would have had more, if I wouldn't have got divorced. But anyway.
Yeah, but it's really nice now because my grandkids are my life, man. I got 2 boys and another boy on the way, and they're like 6 years old. One's 6, one's 4, and another one's coming. But I just love saying, taking you back home.
Yep.
Go back home.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always the hero. I always give them what they want. I spoil the shit out of them. Because I just taught my kids, here's my rule about life. If you spoil your kids, you'll raise your grandkids. If you raise your kids, you never raise your grandkids.
That is one of my favorite sayings, actually. I say that all the time. So I'm like right in the same boat with them, or with you rather.
Yeah.
But,
and it's worked out pretty well. I mean, my house isn't big enough to raise my grandkids anyway, so I would just make them homeless. That's what I tell my daughter. Bring those kids over and dump them on me. They'll be homeless.
There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to teach them right. I mean, that's my number one goal in life, is to raise decent human beings that are productive members of society. So I'm not the fun parent, but I do have fun with them.
Isn't it funny, though, that we have to write executive orders and pass laws to make people be normal?
Yeah, don't get me started.
All that shit. Could we just be common sense? And here's a new thing. Let's treat other people like we want to be treated. Game over. It's all good.
There you go. You know what, though? I got to say, as someone with young kids, anytime they see that crap on TV, they're like, I don't ever want to watch this cartoon again. And I've noticed like a lot of the little kids have balked at that. And really, like, the more they try to force all that crap on them, you don't even need an executive order. They're already doing their own in classroom, rejecting it. So just got to raise them right, and can't hide your baby under a bushel, so you got to let them out there into the world a little too.
Yeah.
Teach them how to deal with it rather than shelter them.
Yeah. I think there's too many people that try to prevent their kids from harm rather than prepare them for it.
I always tell my kids, I'm like, stupid should hurt. Don't do that. You're going to get hurt, and I'm not even going to feel bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you learn not to do things, man. Is
right.
You hurt yourself. You get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what that teaches you. That's what pain, whether it be physical or emotional, that's what it teaches you. It's not to do that shit no more.
I had a really good friend in LA that pretty affluent guy, made really good money. And when it came time for his kindergarten to start playing soccer, his wife said, "Oh, we're going to take him to the club." He says, "No, we're taking him to the inner city. He's going to learn to play soccer in Compton."
Wow.
And that's where he played. And he became tough. He became, more gregarious, met kids pretty easily, and understood another side. And I thought that was really a smart idea. Now he's got, teach the kids that there's not just this glamour life that mom wants you to go play in the soccer team. I'm going to put you where the real reality is.
Well, one day I was walking by the top of the steps, and my son happened to be running down them. And I just walked by and said, "Hey, don't run on the steps." And then 2 seconds later, I hear dum 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 wah. Yeah. And I went down. I was like, "Dude, you're not bleeding. You don't look too bad off. Like, that was stupid. Stupid should hurt. Don't ever run on the steps again."
Yeah.
And
isn't it funny? You probably could get this too. It's like how dumb you are until your kids get to be about 18 or 20, and then they realize how smart you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My youngest is 17, so he still thinks that my wife and I are just, have the two lowest IQs on the planet. We are just the two dumbest human beings that were ever created.
I used to tell my kids when they're like 15, that kind of age where they know everything. Since you know everything, why don't you just move out and go get a job and take over the world? What are you doing here?
My oldest, he's, he does his thing. He moved out at 18, and I mean, he's doing great, but he realizes now, mom and dad were right, but we really never had problems out of him. I'll tell you that. We never did. He was always, that kid just always had hustle in him. I mean, always has. Dude, he used to do, play 2 different leagues of baseball and do band. And he did that, through middle school, and then did all the sports and colonel of the band in high school, and had a job at the same time. So, but like to y'all's point, that's what we taught our kids is, hey man, like you got to work for what you want in life. You can't expect anyone to hand you anything, because it's just not the way the world works. So if you want shit, you got to go out there and get shit and find a way to make shit happen.
And I'm not at all afraid to tell my kids about the mistakes I made growing up and the things that I did stupid so they don't do it. I mean, and I'll tell you, I came from a very abusive household when I was growing up, and it was horrible. And I left home at 14 years old, had my first apartment with a fake ID at 15. I had my first house at 18, bought my first house at 18, I quit school when I was 16 years old, and I worked my ass off. And then because I was homeless for a while, I joined the Marine Corps to have a place to sleep. So my kids get that, and they say, hey, this could be a lot different in our world, but it's not,
Somebody else find it ironic that Dale had a fake ID to get a house at 15, and now he created.
Now look at me.
I know, Steve.
Yeah.
But I wasn't frauding anybody. I was paying my rent. I'm good.
Have you validated yourself there, Dale?
Yeah, you should see that. You should see it. But since I own the company, I got a green check mark.
There you go.
Dell is on a constant probationary period.
Satisfactory. You can keep it satisfactory.
I do still have my top secret clearance from the Marine Corps. And I do still have, when I was in the Department of Defense, I still have that top secret clearance. They never took it away, even though I've been out of that for a long time. But I was very lucky. It's funny. My older brother joined the Marine Corps same time I did. And I was always the piece of shit of the family. He was like the superhero. And my mother said, she called me one day when I was at work and said, your brother joined the Marine Corps. You'll never be anything because he's going to be somebody. I said, okay, fuck it. I went to talk to a recruiter. I said, I'll take anything you got. Open contract. I don't care what you give me. And so the beauty in that is about 6 years later, when I made warrant officer and he had to salute me in front of our mother, it was like really kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm freight validated.
Very nice. So what else is shaking, gentlemen?
Nothing, man. We're just chilling. We didn't have nothing to talk about, man. I'm just sitting here waiting on my wife to get off, and I don't know, figure out some dinner. Tomorrow we're going to redo the screens around our house. That's what we're gonna do.
That sounds like fun.
No, man, it's not that bad. The first one took a while to figure out, but like you get the material and you just get the spleen that goes in there, and I mean it's not too bad. You
got that little roller tool to push it in there.
Yeah, but I got to buy a different one. The one I got, it doesn't work really well, so I kind of use it to get it in there, and then I've been pushing it in there the rest of the way in there with a flathead screwdriver for the few that we did. But I'm going to go back to Lowe's and they had another one that was really thin, and I also need to buy some thinner spleen to put in there because the stuff that I got was a little too thick. So which is why we got to redo them, is because the cat ended up pushing some of it out. But yeah, we got that like dark mesh stuff, man. You know what I mean? So I want to redo all of them. Those companies charge, I don't know, probably $2,000, I would say at least. I don't know, however much money it would be to redo our whole house, and we're just go to Lowe's and get the shit ourselves and do it, dude.
There you go.
You talk about hard upbringing, man. Like that's my wife and I live by the motto of like, if you want nice shit, you got to make nice shit. And so like we refurbish and do everything. Like my coffee table is a 40-year-old cedar double open chest that my neighbor got at a garage sale, and my wife and I sanded it down, stained it, did some repairs to it, and I freaking love that thing. Our kitchen table, we've already sanded that down, redid it. Like I'm about to redo our entertainment stand. Like it's all still in great condition. We're just we don't like the color no more. So instead of going spending $2,000 to buy a new table, I just go out to the garage, take the old sander to it, redo it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, so,
you ever see the meme? You ever see the meme where the guy had a really nice dresser or chest or something, and he made it into a pallet?
Oh no, I haven't.
No.
Total opposite.
I like the ones where you can make them into fireplaces. Those are great.
Yeah. There you go.
Fireplaces.
Speak of
truck
stop,
so
we talked about y'all earlier. There we go. No, we're not going to manifest Mr. and Mrs. Truck Stop, whoever's commenting.
Yeah, I texted you.
Y'all turned off comment. No, we didn't, but it's good to see the X comments are coming through again. I just noticed that. They stopped working randomly, Hunter. You know that?
Hey, if anyone is going to manifest, we're Freight Validate sponsoring a thing at the Venetian on the 10th with Nate Johnson and his group over there. So we invite you. I may or may not be there, but I am sponsoring his event because I believe in those guys so much.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
We're not going. I don't know. Them tickets are too much.
Man, it's cheaper to go to a Taylor Swift concert, and I don't want to go to either
You're
one.
right. You're right.
So,
We got
guys,
enough
speaking
stuff.
of, oops, sorry.
Go ahead, man.
No, I was going to say, speaking of building stuff, I'm always repurposing random things like the printer, the cabinet my printer's sitting on was something that I otherwise would have thrown out. And believe it or not, as nice as my shelves look, they look like they're built in, but they're from IKEA. I built so many of those things. It's crazy.
Dude, we do everything, man. My house, like we painted our house. My wife and I did that. I went bought a sprayer and like we painted the whole house on our own. Like we do everything, man. Everything on our own, even car stuff, man. Like I do all of our own car stuff. Forget that, man. Like, hey, I'd rather save that money and do it myself, dude. So what did Nate say here? Nate said at the back tap Monday night, 7 p.m. sharp. Be there, be circle. The back tap.
Yeah, I'm still considering
man, that's the black tap. That doesn't sound too much better, Nate. Like I don't think I'd corrected yourself, made it the back tap, the black tap, man. What kind of establishment is this at? Is this at the Venetian?
It is Vegas.
I'm pretty positive it's at the Venetian. It's a place. It's a brewery place or something. I haven't been there, but
you know, Nate knows all the good places, man. That
know
guy, he's if there was like a professional league for people who go to conventions, like Nate would be the all-time, you know, Hall of Fame quarterback and shit, man. You know what I'm like? Nate knows every convention, he knows every place to say, every place to eat. Like, you know, you going somewhere and you find out Nate is there. You just ask him, hey, where do I go eat and drink and stay? And he'd tell you.
Hey, I got a question. Anybody have any trucks on the road right now?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a couple things on wrong. Got a couple of those picking up tomorrow too. Yeah.
Cool.
I got two running tomorrow, but they're in the yard right now waiting for tomorrow.
Nice.
I got nothing.
Okay. I got one OD load on the road that's going to deliver on Monday, but that's all for right now. Load's on the board though, so
hey,
who knows over the weekend. I'm sorry?
I said you're not going to book it today?
Well, if the right guy calls in, I will.
Yeah.
You know.
What's up, Steve?
I was going to ask you, how many times did you ever move a 45?
Never.
A 45?
Not once.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so we've yet to move one. I just got a booking for 5 of them going to Fletcher. I was like, shit, I had to call my chassis company and make sure I could get a hold of a 45 chassis because we don't have one. So, yeah. Most of them are domestic. Like 45s, a lot are used for domestic stuff, like Crowley and stuff moves around domestically. But yeah, it was the first time I've had a 45. We'll actually have 5 of them coming in.
What's the purpose of a 45?
It's just 5 feet longer, fit more shit in it.
I can't just use 53s for that? Like, there's got to be something specific for them to make a 45. That's weird.
I don't know.
Is this your first time running them?
It's actually exports. So when they first sent me the booking, I thought it was wrong. And I looked it up and I was like, yeah, it's a 45.
I've heard of them, but I've never had to deal with one.
Yeah, they're rare. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, just 20s and 40s usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let me know how that goes. See if you can get a picture of one.
Oh, we'll get, shit. We'll get you all kinds of pictures. 5 of them to be exact.
Nice.
I can't wait to come down to Charleston and check all that stuff out, man. This 46 is just too damn long. That's right. But what else is going on?
We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time when you come.
Yeah, I still got to work that out, but we'll make it shake.
So Pedro, how long till the wife gets home and it's dinner time?
Oh, she's home right now. And
cool.
She gets off in 1 minute. So
wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if she's cooking tonight or not. may go out. I don't know what we're doing.
Hmm.
So who knows? We'll see. I ain't set nothing out. She hasn't set anything out, and it's Friday, so we're probably gonna grab something.
Hey guys,
what about the rest of you guys?
I got to blast
Bye,
off
Joe.
now. I got a demo coming up here in 1 minute. So have a great weekend, everybody.
Deuces.
You
We'll see
too.
you, Dale.
Good
All right.
deal.
What's going on there, TJ?
Just chilling, man.
Oh, word. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
What are you doing this weekend, man?
You know, I always say I'm just gonna chill and not really do much, but my parents live 2 streets over, and my sister and brother-in-law are like a couple blocks over, and he's my best friend anyhow, so I'll probably end up doing something with them at some point. But tonight, I mean, after the last weekend, I am doing nothing.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Other Steve, what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend?
There's only 2 Steves here.
Who's the other one?
I guess TJ, because I said, Steve, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. My bad.
Now you.
I'll be Steve number 2, I guess.
Steve number 2.
We got our hands on a 6-acre piece of property that we're gonna go turn it into a Dirty J and the Boys track for them to ride on. So got a couple friends that have some pretty intense landscaping equipment. One of them's this big clearing device that actually goes on the front of a Bobcat, and you just friggin' it's like a bush hog, like on
I know
frickin'
exactly what you're
steroids.
talking about.
Dude, it
Yes.
pushes over trees, and so he's bringing that, and so yeah, we're gonna turn this thing into a cool little track and stuff for them. So it's our project for tomorrow, and then probably go riding somewhere on Sunday. So probably be a dirt bike weekend.
I want to see some pictures.
Oh, we'll have some.
You can
cool,
go follow him on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
He's not on. You're not on Instagram, are you?
Mm-mm.
So actually, you can follow on the website. It's actually dirtyjandtheboys.com.
All right.
But we'll have pictures and videos and stuff on there when we're all done.
Very cool. Yeah, I rode dirt bikes growing up my whole life. When I was like 11 years old, I cut grass. My dad, taught us to work hard too. And so basically I cut grass for a summer, saved up money, got a mini bike. And then when I was 13, did the same thing. I had more lawns to cut and all that, and ended up getting a CR 250. And it was funny because I wasn't tall enough to touch a foot to the ground at that point, on that bike, because it's that high. It was a racing bike that was raced for one season, and I bought it. So I'd lean it up against a wall or a tree or something like that, kickstart it, and kind of have to push off the wall to get going. But yeah, man, I love riding.
That's the way Asher's bike is now. He's got a YZ 85, and it he has to like tiptoe it. Like he can't flat foot both of it sitting on it. So, but he can ride the hell out of that damn thing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, once you're upright, you can get going.
Yeah, he was taking that thing off jumps like the second day he had it, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys all ride at all, or no?
No, I don't. I don't think I could ride with the issue I have with my left foot.
Okay.
Like, I can't. I have drop foot, so I don't think I would be able to work a clutch and shit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't ride bikes. I'll tear it up on a 4-wheeler though. Guarantee you that.
Yeah,
I mean, unless they make the clutch for the right foot. I don't know if they do that.
What's that?
I'm sure they do. He's asking if they make like a. Wait, isn't the clutch on the right side?
No, brakes on the right side, clutch on the left.
No, I mean, not your clutch, your shifter, I guess. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Or shifter. I'm sorry, shifter. Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah, shifter on the left, brake on the right. Yeah.
That's what.
And it's funny. I notice guys that grew up riding dirt bikes, because you'll see them with 2 fingers on the clutch and brake while they're riding a street bike.
Yes. Yep.
And you can always tell who grew up riding a dirt bike and who learned as an adult, you know?
Hey, Steve, you know anybody down there trying to sell a bass boat?
I know a lot of people down here selling bass boats. I can hook you up. Yeah. Dude, we can go check out you ever seen Freeman boats? I mean, obviously they're like multi-million-dollar boats, but my buddy's the manager at Freeman Boats. We can go check out some badass boats with like, 6 motors on the back of it. But no, I do know some people selling bass boats.
Yeah, they're kind of pricey here in Tennessee, man. You got John boats going for like $1,500 with trailer, but I know there's better.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see pictures of that too, whenever you get that thing.
Dude, hell yeah. I post my fishing pictures on LinkedIn whenever I go. I don't always catch stuff, but when I do, you will see them.
Very nice. Yeah, it's not always about catching them. It's about getting out there. So,
oh, dude, I get jacked up over a good cast. Like if I'm like, fishing on a bank, man, and getting like a nice little skip under some branches.
Yep.
Good. Working on the craft, but it's just therapeutic, honestly.
Well, gentlemen, I hate to do it, but I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, no, I'm about to get off.
Yeah,
here too.
Ethan just ordered us some pizza, so.
Oh, cool.
I gotta make these BOLs for my plant loads tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go see what we're doing for dinner. All right, so we'll go ahead, do final comments. We'll do a sponsor break, and then we will chop out this piece. TJ, we'll start with you, man. Any exiting comments, questions, concerns? You want to give yourself some plugs?
Nah, just everybody have a great night, and I appreciate being a part of these. I'm having fun, and hopefully, I don't know, keep coming back to them. I especially like the ones on Friday nights, though, because those are definitely easier for me to get into.
Awesome, bro. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome any Friday night, man. Like seriously.
Cool, man.
Usually we have a guest and we go a little longer and stuff, but everyone's kind of got things going on. So Hunter and I had said we're gonna like shut it down around the hour and a half anyway. So yeah, we just wanted to come and chill out, dude. So you come anytime you want.
Cool.
Mr. Talamo.
Yeah, here's to 2025 and the rest of the year being as fruitful as January was or is. Yeah. I guess it technically has till the end of today to close, but very good start to the year. Freight industry definitely seems to be moving in the right direction. So really looking forward to it. And little shameless plug to go check out any of your news at truckingnewshub.com. We've added a bunch of different things over there and categories, and anything you need for the supply chain industry or freight industry has got something over there for you to look at and check out, and appreciate you guys being a part of it.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Hound.
I don't have much, man. Been a good week, good start to the year. 2025 is going to be pretty fucking badass if you ask me. So that's it. Stay tuned.
Full agreement on that.
Yeah, I think we're all there on that same page. So everyone concurs with that statement. I as well. I don't have anything except for everyone have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned or tune in next week. Sorry. Like I said, we got Alex Powers coming on. We're going to do a little bit of tech talk and talk about maybe some Mason stuff. Not the Colt. I don't know, the group Masons. You know what I mean? There you go.
We're talking about Freemason too, Freemason, actually.
Thank you.
So,
boop, boop, boop. Man,
yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I
don't know about that, man.
We'll see if I can talk about it. And then that next Friday, like I said, we have rock and roller Mick Walker. He's going to come on, talk to us about his time in the industry and all that stuff. So before we get out of here, final sponsor break, truck parking, Freight Ninja. Go to the website, scrolling across the bottom of your screen, give them a call. Make sure you use that code. and our good friends over at Freight Validate. I had Mr. Del Prax hanging out with us a little earlier. He's doing everything he can to keep the scumbags out of the industry and help hold people responsible. All right, it's going to do it. We're out this mother. Chunk them deuces. See y'all next week. Mr. Hound, hold that beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.